Welcome back to Los Angeles, everyone. Sam O'Byrne joined by Joshua Myers.
What up,
We're
man?
here for round 5
Mhm.
of the AGE PTI Gold Foil tournament here in Southern California on this beautiful Sunday.
Pasadena.
Pasadena, it's okay.
No, I'm just saying, we're in Pasadena. It's been beautiful out here. I just had an amazing lunch, Rubio's. It was 10 out of 10.
Incredible news.
Dude, I'm so stoked for this game because we got some Rune Blades. And I know so much about Rune Blades, and I'm excited to share with you guys my knowledge.
We have a Viserai sniffing these top tables here at 3-1, looking to continue the streak alive and make it into the top 8 of this tournament. So we got a Viserai winning. We got to get it in for the man himself.
Yes, yes. I'm very excited. He's one of those things like how Aiden says, plays Dash. He's a dark horse in the meta. He has great matchups into Dromai. He can race aggro decks. Goes really 50-50 with some of the top decks, but he has a chance, so it's always great to see the players, how tight they have to play in order for him to make it work.
What's the matchup like into, say, this is just kind of a random deck, but into, say, Briar?
Briar, the Rune Blade matchup is great. It's so fast because you're just wailing on each other. And if Briar hits CMH, it's a lot of trouble. But Viz has answers like Runic Reclamation. I'm excited to get into it. Let's check it out.
We have a beautiful Viserai game, especially for Ethan Mansant Van Sant. This one's for you, buddy. Supercomputer, are we ready to head to the match intro? We're heading right on it.
Viserai.
We have Angel Benitez on Briar, Warden of Thorns. John Ho on Viserai Rune Blood. This is the Mansant special. Let's go ahead and dive into this game here.
Both Angel and John, local to see here, they've seen him quite often, and they also both produce high placements. So these are two very skilled players on their decks. I'm assuming this game's going so fast because they know exactly what to do. Interesting already from John Ho, you can see some people flip, some people don't. John Ho is showing us that he's playing Royal Viserai. He's going to be bringing Vexing Coolham because it provides more offensive damage. You can pop it, and you could AB1's needed most of the time versus Rune Blades.
Absolutely, and not only that, the flexibility from the Vexing Quill hand into the cards that care about the rune chance for the cost reduction. Something like the Amplify the Arcanites, the Rune Flashes, the way, the cards that really tie the deck together, allowing you to have those go-agains already. Vexing Quill Hand can turn on those cards when you wouldn't otherwise be able to make those rune chants.
Yep.
Something like even a Mordred Tide into your Vexing Quill Hand, all of a sudden, boom, there's 3 rune chants. Your Amplify is free, or you turn on 2 Swarming Gloom Veils in a row. So let's see how he wants to utilize it here. We're going to start the turn off so far with an X equals 2 Sonata Arcanics.
That's the best. It comes in for Arcane 2. You get 2 cards off the top. It's amazing. So X equals 2 is definitely a more rare occasion, but always feels great. John Ho, having only AB1, will have to take one of it, and then he's deciding if in this hand he should pitch right now, or the worst on hits are coming. And you see it. You see a snatch. You see a swarm go to his hand. You know a lot more is coming.
Yeah. So now, in this first turn of the game, are you happy as the Briar player here to get the value on this point, or are you do you wish it was in a point in the game where the blocking matters a little more, and the cards that John is going to put in front of these AB and these blocks, he's just going to get them back at the end of this turn cycle. Are you still happy to be getting the turn that you have here, or do you want to be maybe setting up for the rest of the game?
So I find the correct method here is not to be greedy. You got to know, like kind of Kano, you got to know your range of lethality. So you can extend his hand, you can push to get that hit. I think Angel, there's a couple things that determine this factor. Angel, if he gets a embodiment of Earth early, then that's good for him because he can now be. You're always trying to get embodiment of the Earth. This Briar, your defenses are better. Oh gosh, that Scar for Scar is so sick.
Yeah, that's sick.
That's so sick. That was a sick.
That hit me too. I was like, ooh.
Oh my gosh. So he's gonna attack here. He's gonna try to go for the Earth embodiment. If he can get that, that's great. John gets the Earth embodiment. So okay, so John's playing a little Lysis. Sure, you can have it. Now he still has 3 cards. John's waiting for the snatch to come down because John knows that if it's kind of like a ponder. If it hits, he can put one in his arsenal at the end because he drew one from it. So I think John's gonna be saving 2 cards for that because he doesn't want to give armor early. Because his armor is very limited. He has only 2 armor because of the Iron Weave and the Creepers. Yep, this is an easy block here. So he actually might give some armor early for the snatch.
Yeah, we've used 3 cards, so there's only 1 left. The question is, do you want to now?
Yep.
We already have a card in hand, though, so it's not as though this snatch is going to draw us a card that's going to be truly "quote unquote" relevant for the arsenal. So I wouldn't be surprised if we're just going to take the one here.
Yep.
We're not expecting those snaps to be pushed on this first turn of the game. We're drawing 2 cards. They're both Scar for a Scar, so if Angel can get low enough to turn both of those on, that's definitely going to be part of his game plan for his next blocking turn.
Absolutely insane opening from Angel. I think just getting the Sonata for 2, the highest roll possible, getting 2 cards out, one of them having Go Again and one of them being a breakpoint draw card, cycling through the deck faster. It's looking really good for Angel, but Viserai plays Mordred Tide. He's Super Saiyan right now. He is. I make many rune chants now, so every rune chant he makes is that +1. This is where he can trade damage really well, and Angel doesn't have any AB against Viserai.
Wow.
This is a full race, and this is very traditional. Some Briars do choose no AB. You can do the Vexing Cool Hand, some people prefer, but Angel chose to want to block the on hits for like Moss Guys and stuff because that's a very common card in Viserai. And so all this is going to be free damage for these rune chants. John, as long as he can create as much damage via Arcane, he can push past what Angel can do, as long as he doesn't draw CMH, of course.
So this Mordred Dot here really representing 1 extra rune chant on the turn, and that's it. It was really a glorified turn on my Rosetta card.
Yep.
It was just the non-attack to go into the Swarming Gloomveil that turned on the Rosetta Thorn. So at this point, we're up to 30, or we're down to 30 for the Briar player here, but John really looking more to set up for his next turn. Still get 10 damage in, but definitely that Mordred Tide, we've seen it do bigger pushes.
We've seen it do bigger plays, but that was definitely a great aggression. Like Angel took it all, and all you're trying to do every turn is turn on Rosetta and swing with it. So non-attack free attack, and swing is exactly what you want. Now watch Angel do it right back. Non-attack and attack, go again.
So we have turned on our Rosetta Thorn already. We've come in for 7. We've used our Aether Ironweave to get a couple resources. Now we're playing an Earthlore Surge, utilizing those resources, which is going to make us the embodiment of lightning. So this E-Strike, which more than likely is just going to draw a card because it already has the Go Again, is going to go ahead and come in for a good big old chunk of damage here.
That was my favorite because this is a decision where it's like, do I be greedy and extend, or do I arsenal? The answer here is John Ho isn't relative range. You're not going to present 20. In my opinion, you should just arsenal. You want that extra card. Briar doesn't like blocking, and if she has to, it really sucks. So if that card's something that's like you can just play for free and keep pushing that embodiment of Earth, keeping that defense strong, then he can definitely block out John Ho and be able to trade damage well.
That was the
cash in.
Yeah, I was thinking about like, he bought him the Scar for Scar, but it doesn't matter. We don't care about the Scar for Scar that's on the bottom of the deck. That's a cash in into a Mordred Tide. So
perfect ordering too. All right, so Super Saiyan again for Viserai. He's going to be doing twice as much damage from his abilities. Angel won't be able to absorb any of it. Let's see how many rune chants he's about to bomb on Angel here.
It does look as though Angel might have missed that embodiment of Earth trigger from those attacks hitting, because I don't see an embodiment on his side over here. We have 4 block available to us on our equipment if we're the Briar player here.
Swarming, getting that for free. That's like a Falcon Wing. It's just Go Again on a stick, but it's better with Mordred because now it's a breakpoint Go Again for free. Swarming's amazing here. Drawing MM, great.
Yeah, so we're taking 1 from the Arcane. We're taking 2 from the Swarming Gloomveil. Now, it doesn't matter that all the Arcane's being taken because we don't have any AB, so how does he want to continue the turn from here?
If I was John, I would be looking for free damage, and free damage represents those free little purple circles, those cookies that you get. You throw them at him. I love your little slurping noises. He can't do that right now. There's no little faces that come out, and so he just needs to do as much AB as he can, because then Angel can't do anything about it.
So this is a Drawn to the Dark Dimension, so it's going to draw a card, but at the moment there is no Go Again represented, so you have to imagine that those Spellbound Creepers are going to be used, which is why he activated the Aether Ironweave before this all started.
Yep.
The Spellbound Creepers utilizing a non-attack at instant speed to give this Drawn to the Dimension Go Again. Yep, you see him
on the layer. Yep.
Go ahead, and before the damage has resolved from the Drawn to the Dark Dimension, we're going to play a Lead the Charge. This card itself has Go Again.
And another Drawn, which is insane. Wow. He's making rune chants the entire time, by the way, through Mordred. And so Drawn is Drawn to the Dark Dimension is one of my favorite cards. You draw a card, it gets discounted per rune chant you have. It only costs 2, and it's a 3. Not a breakpoint, great, but it draws you a card like this, and you can look how much this chain is.
Yeah,
it can just extend so well, especially with creepers. You're
oh my god, dude!
Swarming,
dude.
That's the 3rd swarming. He drew all 3
Dude.
Stormings and 2 Mordreds in the first couple hands.
Hold on. So we went Drawn to the Dark Dimension. We instant speeded in a Lead the Charge, which is going to give the Drawn to the Dark Dimension go again, but it's also going to give us an action point. That Lead the Charge also says when you play your next thing that costs 2 more, you get an action point. Drawn to the Dark Dimension draws you another card, but then it gives you another action point. So we're able to keep going after we played our second Drawn to the Dark Dimension. We make 2 more Rune Chants. We play a Swarming Gloomveil. We're making 2 more Rune Chants. We still have a card in our hand. Arsenal. Now let's go ahead.
Vexing
Why not?
Quillhand for
Vexing
3 more
Quillhand.
Rune Chants.
Why not? Why not? Three
Three
more.
more.
We've got 5 Rune Chants. We've got 2 cards in our hand. We have the go again. I think we even have somehow at the end of this another action point. So let's see. We haven't even used our Rosetta Thorn yet. Angel's been trying to keep all of his cards. Here's an
Arcanite.
Amplify the Arcanite.
Oh my gosh,
This
the
is 5
6 for free?
arcane damage with 6 more. We're making 2
That's
more Rune
11?
Chants in the back. Don't forget to make your
Oh
Rune
my
Chants.
gosh.
You make 2 Rune Chants. Don't forget to make your Rune Chants. I think he might have forgotten to make his Rune Chants. Because he should be making 2 more, right, for playing the Amplify.
Correct. He would make 2 more for playing the Amplify.
Yeah, so I don't know if he just didn't play it there. Or, now, if he has an extra action point here, right? Doesn't he?
He would have a tank because it's stacked because you have
Yeah,
the go again
so-
and you have an action. You get 1 action point for
yeah.
the
So can
2.
he Rosetta Thorn here or no?
He would not be able to because he doesn't have any pitch.
Oh, because I thought that was still sitting there.
That's I think it's his arsenal.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So maybe deciding how he wants to crown on this turn. No, yeah, we're just drawing up.
Angel was at 34, wasn't he?
Ah, dude.
30 something before this, and that was like a massive 25 plus damage
That
turn.
was wild. That was wild stuff that we just
Welcome
saw,
to the
so-
Viserai experience.
Yeah, so we're turning. I mean, this is John doesn't even look at his hand. He literally he looked at his hand briefly, but now this is just 7 damage. He said, "Yep, I got it."
Rabble. Yep.
We've got a Ravenous Rabble coming in. Oh, we're revealing a blue on top. So
Ooh,
this
not
is
what he
gonna
wanted
go
to
ahead
see.
and only come in for 2. The arcane damage on the Rosetta Thorn here looks like we're gonna go ahead and pitch and make an Rune Chant. I think is what he was kind of pointing to when he pitched the Earthlore Surge. So we're probably just taking 5 here. John Ho has only blocked on the first turn of the game when he had to.
Yep.
But now we're just taking 5. We're going to 6.
Well, because Angel can't soak Arcane, so he just needs to present 4 Rune Chants, and that's game.
He should have 2 more, right? So he should have 2
He
more.
should. We should. Let's see. Let's see how he handles this. Maybe he thinks of them mentally, but he might.
So yeah, we'll see here because there should be 2 Rune Chants.
Yeah, I think he just missed it. I think he was just so blown away. He heard us yelling. So he's like, "What is going on over there?"
Yeah.
And he just forgot those 2 Rune Chants. But yeah, technically he would have another 2 Rune Chants from the Amplify play because he had Mordred up. Yep. But so far we're gonna do Deathly Duet. Unfortunately, not necessarily the strongest, but he has the creepers.
Yep, and we're going to go ahead and use the creepers to
Sonata.
once again. Sonata Arcanix.
1 hit.
We've already hit the 1, so we're grabbing
all
the
you
Rune
need.
Flash, but we're given the most important thing here is this Deathly Duet is going to have go again. We already
Rune
have.
Flash is insane off the top of how many Rune Chants you make.
Yeah,
Yep. And his
this
Spring
is
for Rosetta would have been game.
simply too
GG.
much arcane
Oh my
damage.
gosh. John Ho, masterclass Viserai chain, knew exactly, like he didn't even have to think of it for that long, right? Like it was
Oh,
definitely
a little
like,
smile. Little smile on there.
we're freaking out over here because that was like
That was
the most
crazy.
savage Viserai chain you can see with the cash in.
For me, it was the Drawn to the Dark Dimension, instant speed in, the Go Again enabler, play another Drawn to the Dark Dimension.
It's such a good card. It's so good. John is so great. Because
Yeah.
it just refills it. It could be anything. And because you have creepers, it's just immediately you could put on a layer on it. You could draw into an answer that you didn't have before. It's just like it's kind of like small cycling through your deck too. You're just seeing so many more cards.
Yeah.
And that was amazing. And that's why Vexing Quillhand is such a sick piece of equipment. I don't know why it's $30, but it's gonna go up at more Dusk and Dawn because it can present so much damage like that and be good in the Runeblade Mirror. You know, super good because the Runeblade Mirror, all it is just racing.
Yeah.
It's literally just, I love Runeblade Mirrors. I'm like, we're going to be good done in 10 minutes, and I'm going to go get something to eat. I'm hanging outside with the friends, you know, so.
How'd you like that, Ethan? Yes, and for those of you who didn't tune into, I forget what hero maybe it was Riptide or something, but he was playing into a Viserai, and I actually haven't ever seen my man lose his mind in that way. So, but regardless, that was a pretty insane turn from John. Just a ridiculous game, and there should have been even 2 more Rune Chants after that Amplify the Arknight.
Yep. And he is not interested in doing an interview. So it's gonna be me and you talking about this. I know you're like new to Viserai. You came out with that new 3 floating video that group you're part of, where you played Viserai. Seeing this now, how do you feel versus when you first picked him up a little bit back then?
Well, I know what Viserai can do. The ceiling on the hero is pretty insane,
Yeah.
especially when you have the cash in turn, you have the Mordred Tide to go along with it. I mean, the damage is just ridiculous. I played the deck. We played it on the show. I played it at the Armory that night after we shot, and
Fun.
I didn't
Fun
resolve
time.
a cash in until like my last game I played. It's just like if you just I just never found it.
Yeah, it's true.
It just simply didn't show up.
Yeah,
And
it's true.
for me with Flesh and Blood, I definitely want to be a little more like here's a problem, not necessarily just like here's a bunch of damage. Like here's something if you don't deal with it, your game plan is affected. Because if I don't do that, then I feel like if your cards just work better than mine, you just win. So I want to interrupt what you're doing a little bit,
Yeah.
so that you have to try to work for it. If I just let you go off king.
You like, yeah, exactly. You like the interaction. That's why I have some lists. I have some really spicy lists. I run them all
for
the time.
Viserai.
For Viserai, yeah, yeah. Where it's like there's pummels, the Rika corruption. That's my own. That's my own spice. I always recommend my own spice. But he's definitely so cool on how wide he can go and the different types of styles you can see. You haven't even seen OTK Viserai, where you build like 30 rune chants and then you just swing on one turn and you get tempo immediately because it's a fun time.
I never got to play with the Scaletta, the Bloodshot Scaletta. I heard much, but I watched a bunch of games.
Yep.
But I didn't get to play it in Blitz. I built a Blitz Viserai list.
Oh, it's
brought it
disgusting.
to I think an online like little Blitz tournament back when those were a little more of a thing. And I showed up with the deck, and the guy was like, "That is banned."
Oh, that sucks. Now I want you to imagine what just happened now, but in Blitz.
Oh yeah.
That's why he LO'd so fast.
God in heaven.
Yeah.
God
He would just play Mordred, and you're like, I don't know what to. Like if you just have an all red hand and I play Mordred in Blitz, that's like a Rosetta for 10.
Yep. Yep.
The king, the number one, the rune chant god, the rune blood. I'm excited to see more characters come out. In Dusk Till Dawn coming up, more new rune blades. In the lore article they release, they talked about like 13 different people of the demon industry that ran it. So Viserai being one of the early ones, I'm excited where they're going to take it the new direction with him, because it seems like they're kind of rebuilding it with these new rune gate cards and stuff. And I'm super excited to see how that will affect him in the long run.
Hey, listen, if all these new Rune Gate cards are working off Rune Chants, ain't nobody makes Rune Chants better than the Purple Man.
Yeah, he's the
Purple
number
Man
one.
makes Rune Chants better than the rest of them.
The little circles.
Let me just little cookies, like you said. That was funny. So we wanted to get again some diversity of heroes. We hadn't seen a Viserai yet this whole weekend.
Yep.
So one sniffing around the top tables. Now moving on, very much live for top 8.
Yep.
So we had to get them on, but that did mean the game was over rather quickly. So what we are going to do is we are going to grab, I believe, renowned artist Haley right behind us, who is going to, she worked on an incredible poster here for the Battle Hard in Los Angeles that we're going to go ahead and show you the key art for that, get a little bit of insight from her about what went into creating the incredible work.
Yep.
And we're going to talk to her in just a couple minutes before moving on, maybe get some other members of the community to come on and chat, local heroes and or other powerful members of the Flesh and Blood world. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back before moving on to the last 2 rounds of Classic Constructed before the top 8 of the tournament. So don't go anywhere. We will be right back.
Bye.